So today we'll be starting with chapter 1, topic 1, which is what is a business organization. So as per the definition of, so there are two persons, Shannon and Xinsky. So they wrote a definition of what a business organization is. So basically they said organizations are social arrangements for the controlled performance of collective goals. So basically what this means, we'll try and understand this to an example. So we'll take a really simple example of, let's say, a lemonade store. Yeah. So you need to have basically three aspects for a business organization to exist. Okay. So let's say you have a lemonade stall and there are three people working in this lemonade stall. So you have the first person who is a cashier. Okay. The second person is, let's say, the waiter, okay, whose job is to take orders from the customers. And thirdly, you have a person who makes the lemonade. So we'll call him the lemonade maker. Yeah, so you have three people working. So you have a proper setup. Yeah, you have a social arrangement. So you have people working in specific roles. So first of all, you don't have a single person. You have a number of people working. So you have a social structure there, and then they are arranged in specific roles. Each person has been assigned a specific role. Yeah. So this you have a social arrangement. Social arrangement. Yeah, it does exist. Second part is for the controlled performance. So you need to have a controlled performance of collective goals. So we'll see. So what is the goal of the whole lemonade stall? Why does it exist? What is the main goal? So the main goal might be, so you can say the goal might be to earn or to maximize profits. Yeah. So the purpose of the lemonade stall is to earn money, okay, and earn as much as possible. Okay. So this should be the common goal, the collective goal of every person working in the lemonade stall should have this goal. Yeah, so the cashier's ultimate goal is to earn or maximize profits. The waiter's ultimate goal is to earn and maximize profits for the business. So is for the lemonade maker. Yeah. So when all the people working in this lemonade stall will have the same common goal, okay, then this fulfills our second criteria for a business organization: collective goals. Okay. Third criteria is controlled performance. Now what is the controlled performance? So for a cashier, yeah, you need to make sure that he performs well. For the waiter, you need to make sure that the waiter also performs well. Then only this goal will be achieved. Yeah, if all of the people working perform to their maximum, then only you will be able to maximize the profits. So you need to add some measure of the performance to check how each person is performing. So you can add a measure for the cashier, let's say. um, so let's identify the process of this lemonade stall. So let's say you have a customer who comes in the lemonade stall. He gives the order to the waiter. Okay, the waiter then goes to the cashier. Okay, and the order is punched in the system. From there, the order goes to the lemonade maker. So this is the whole journey of the order. Okay, once the lemonade maker makes the lemonade, okay, he sends the lemonade, or the waiter comes and picks it up. Okay, and the waiter takes it to the customer. Yeah, so let's just short flow of the order. So this is how it is. Now we need to ensure that each person, that is the waiter, the cashier, the meal maker, they are performing well. So for the waiter, how can you measure if how is his performance? You can say that once a customer enters, let's say, okay, let's talk about the waiter. So once a customer enters, okay, how much time it takes for the waiter, time taken to reach to the customer, yeah. So you don't want the customer waiting for a long time. Yeah. um, and another measure you can say is then the waiter takes, once the order is taken, takes the order to the cashier. So you can add time taken to reach the customer, then to the cashier, and from the lemonade maker back to the customer, back to the customer. So you can measure the time taken. So basically you're measuring the performance of the waiter. This is, in simple words, known as your controlled performance. Controlled. Basically you're measuring the performance of the waiter. Similarly, you can measure the performance of the cashier as well. Yeah, so a measure might be that once the cashier receives the order from the uh, from the waiter, how long does it take for the cashier to punch in the order? So time taken to punch the order, and send it to the lemonade maker. How long does it take? Because in a business, especially in a service business, time is money. You know, especially if you're running a food-based business. You know, for the lemonade maker, you might add, you might measure the performance like time taken to make a glass of lemonade. You can also add one more thing like quality of the lemonade. Okay, how many customers are rejecting the lemonade? How many lemonades got rejected throughout the day? So there are many types of measures. There are many ways in which you can measure the performance of the employees or the people working for the business. Okay, so this is simply known as controlled performance. So for a business organization to exist, these three must be there. Okay, if anyone is missing, you don't have a business organization. Okay. Another aspect we'll check is similarities between most organizations. Sorry for my handwriting. So we'll see the similarities between most organizations. So one similarity is that most of the organizations take inputs and convert them to outputs. So they take inputs, they convert to outputs. Yeah. For example, we just saw the lemonade stall. So what will be the inputs for the lemonade? Yeah, all the raw materials. Okay, and what do they do with the raw materials? They convert them into the lemonade, which then the customer drinks. In a manufacturing company, let's say a company which makes I don't know, shoes. Yeah, shoes manufacturing. So what might some of the inputs be? So you might have like leather plus threads plus colors, I don't know. Yeah, and converts them to finished shoes, which can then be sold to the customer. So the outputs basically are those items which can then be sold to the customer. Obviously you cannot sell the raw materials. The customer has nothing to do with the raw materials. Yeah, he wants the final product. So output, you can also say, is the final product, which is then sold to the customer. Sold to the customers. So this is the similarities between most organizations.